Hey guys, it's Chris with Killer Arcade Games. It's another Monday. We all know Mondays really kind of suck. So what I like to do is play some games for you guys so you guys can have something to watch on Monday, whether you're at work, school, or you're just relaxing after work or school and want to hang out and watch some arcade games. In this case, this is a genuine arcade cabinet. That's why this video is not going to look as good as other arcade or as other Gameplay Monday games. I can't capture direct from the arcade hardware, even if I tried. Apparently you have to buy another adapter, but anyway, we won't get into that. This is my Hydro Thunder arcade cabinet, sit-down cabinet. It's in my garage. I decided to do a Gameplay Monday on this cabinet today because it's raining, or it was raining, and it's only 75 degrees, which sounds like, oh, that sounds lovely, but it's also extremely humid. I'm in my hot garage, and I apologize about any fan noise you may be hearing. I'm worried the laptop's gonna overheat, so I've got a fan here and another fan behind me. But that's fine. Let's get into it so we don't have to deal with any overheating. Once again, I apologize about the video quality. I've got a camera just pointing at the screen, and it's all being captured on the laptop here. Let's go for it. I'm gonna turn the volume down a hair.
Choose your track.
Okay. So this thing's warmed up and ready to go. I'm gonna skip Thunder Park. I've done other gameplays where I go through the entire game. I'm skipping Thunder Park for now. It's not one of my favorite tracks. Let's just go to Lost Island. I forget what I was gonna say, but anyway, I just did a quick live stream where I was testing a new streaming setup. So you guys who saw that stream know what I'm doing right here, and that's why I had it in the stream. But anyway, I know what I was gonna say. This is an older cabinet. This poor old gal is from 2000, or no, from 1999. I think it was April 19th, 99. And the thing's seen a lot of playtime. If you look at the audits menu, it's definitely been in use for a long, long time. So I try not to run it when it's hot outside. It worries me that it's just gonna kill the computer that's inside of here, or one of the other like 3 arcade boards that are running this thing. It has a, I wanna get in the secret. Oh, come on. Oh, this is a joke. Well, not breaking any records on this one. But yeah, this thing runs I think a steering controller board. It has a video, or I think the Diego board, which apparently converts everything to, you know, from the PC that's inside of this to run with arcade style hardware and all that. So there's a lot going on in this cabinet. And the last thing I want to do is break any parts in it that are hard to find now. They don't make these parts, as far as I know, a lot of them. You definitely can't just replace the computer. It has to be the exact computer that came with the arcade cabinet. And it's a very, very old computer, and you think about how much use it's had, it's amazing it's still running. And this particular cabinet is still running the original hard drive, which shocked me. If I remember, I'll overlay how many hours this was in use before I forget. I'll try to remember to put it on the screen somewhere, but this thing was in arcades and got heavy usage. I think it made somewhere in the range of like $48,000 in its time of use, so it's pretty insane how much money this cabinet pulled in. Definitely not breaking records, but there we go. I don't even think you can read that. Maybe you can. Boy, it's already pretty darn toasty in here, so let's keep moving. I'm gonna keep this video moving quickly so I don't get too hot, or the computer doesn't get too hot, or the arcade. The arcade's quite important to me. All right. It's funny, on the easy levels, I choose the hardest boat, and on the harder levels, I choose a medium boat. It took me so long to get this down, to get in the 3, 2, 1, to get the boost at the beginning, but once I got it, it became like second nature now. I don't forget it, thankfully. Oh, I'm doing terribly. I've gotten to the point on this cabinet where if I'm not playing absolutely perfectly, there's no chance I'm ever going to beat any of the high scores I've set already. And I've set quite a few of the fast times already. So the only way I beat myself is having a perfect run, or I find a new combination of using secrets or different shortcuts and stuff, and find that sometimes shortcuts aren't always shortcuts in this game, or hidden paths. They're just more of a different way to go. Yeah, I got that one. Well, guys, I hope your Monday isn't too terrible. It's always a peek behind the curtain when I tell you. It's probably no surprise to you that I'm not recording these on Mondays, but I typically record them later on Sunday. And later on Sundays, when I start feeling that Monday blues creeping in, especially in summer, man. This summer's been so busy. I've not had much free time, but hopefully that's going to change soon. I'm hoping to take a trip later this year, and may include a mega trip to Galloping Ghost, to another arcade, do some mountain biking all in between that, but we'll see. Who knows what COVID has in store for us? It may not be something I'm able to do or want to do at that point. I thought we were done with all this nonsense, but apparently not. In fact, I actually went to someone's house recently, a customer's house. Keep in mind I'm vaccinated, so I don't know. I don't care how you feel about that. You please don't give me all the crazy thoughts. Either way, by the way, I am vaccinated. I went to a customer's house a little over, it's been about a week and a half now, but I went there and they had just gotten back from a Colorado trip and they had a great time. Got really close to my best time there, by the way. Not even a full second off. Went in there, did the service, left the house, and a few days later I ended up going to their neighbor's house, and they told me that, oh, just so you know, they had COVID. I was like, oh, cool. But in their defense, they didn't know they had it. And it had already been probably a week by that point, actually, since I'd been there, and I hadn't felt any symptoms or anything. But it is funny because it's like, well, if I'm encountering these people who had COVID and they didn't know it at the time, I'm sure I've encountered others, so I'm really not all that worried about it, especially since I'm vaccinated. It's like I've done what I can. What else can I do besides live in a mask constantly? And I hate to even talk about this, but I don't really want to live in a mask the rest of my life. But then again, you know, my wife has had some cancer issues in the past that left her immune system kind of iffy. So she's starting to worry me a little because she's like, I'm getting a little nervous and, you know, doesn't really want to risk it. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to wear a mask a little bit longer until things calm down, but we'll see. Anyway, how this relates to what I was talking about, wow, that was insane. I'm actually beating my best time, and not anymore probably, wow. Is Galloping Ghost, who knows what could happen. You know, it's like, I'm probably going in the late, or mid-fall if I go. And who knows, like they may just have to shut down for some weird reason, so I definitely am not gonna pay for a flight there. That's why I decided maybe I'll just drive there, which is really far from where I live. It's a good day and a half solid, probably, of driving. So I think I might tie it into my usual trip I take in fall, where I like to go to Bentonville, Arkansas. I like to go mountain biking there. It's a great place for it. And maybe, since I'll be kind of halfway there, maybe I'll just say, you know what, I'm gonna make the long trip, drive up to Galloping Ghost and hang out there for a few days. But the funny thing is, when I go on these trips, I sleep in my truck. I know people think I'm insane, but I don't like sleeping in hotels if I can avoid it. Of course, I'm not crazy, like I won't not be in a hotel, but look at that. Blew my best time out of the water. Minute 49.86, probably not the best, but pretty good for me on this stage. Anyway, but I hate staying in hotels. My truck has a camper shell on it. I've got a foam mattress that's actually sitting underneath my jet skis over there. I pull that out, put it in the truck, and it's a full-size mattress, and I just sleep away in there. And truthfully, I prefer it at this point. The worst part is, and cover your ears, kids, you have to pee in a bottle. That's just the simple fact. If you're in there at night, unless you want to climb out, go find the bathroom wherever you're staying, and sometimes I just sleep in parking lots. So, like I'm at Walmart, and Walmart's closed now, so, or Walmart is usually closed at night now. So anyway, you have to kind of go to the bathroom in a bottle, and hopefully you don't have to do a number 2, that's for sure. That'd be just terrifying. That's not going in the bottle, that's for sure. So, Lake Powell, one of my absolute favorite tracks on this entire game. Oh, I just ruined it. In fact, I ruined it so badly that we're gonna have to have a do-over on that one. Oh, yeah. So I'm in the, okay. I went into the service menu, and let's get back out. Lake Powell is my absolute favorite track on this. If you've seen my other videos and live streams, you know this already, but absolute favorite. I went to Lake Powell because of this game in a way. Like I'm not gonna tell the whole story because I've worn it out many times, but once we got jet skis, I was thinking, where can we travel to with our jet skis? Like, where would be fun? Well, duh, Lake Powell. Truthfully, I didn't even know it was a real thing. Like, I knew it was probably a real lake, but most of the things on here are not, you know, you're not gonna go to the far east and find a track like this. But Lake Powell is actually kind of laid out like a racetrack. It's really cool. So we went there, and the weather didn't cooperate, but we had some fun on the jet skis. Truly an amazing time. If I remember I'll try to overlay at least a picture from that trip here. All right, let me try to get this done properly. This is such a fun one. This is the first track I got really good at. And just a quick backstory about my history with this game. The reason I love it is I worked in an arcade when I was in high school that had this, and it was like brand new at the time because I was in high school in late 90s and graduated early 2000s. So when this thing was there, I was like, oh, cool. Like, we had a lot of kiddie games, so I played a lot of racing games. They had San Francisco Rush, they had this, and I really loved it. So when I found this thing for sale, I had to have it. It's been a game that I've loved for so long, and anytime I found an arcade with it, I would play the heck out of it, but finding arcades with this game in it are getting kind of difficult, at least around here. I can think of one, and it's not really around here. I have to drive like, I think 4 hours to get to it. It's Tornado Terry's in Keller, Texas, north of Fort Worth-ish. I think that's where it is, but anyway, such an awesome game. I even love the sequel, H2 Overdrive, but this is still my favorite. Oh. I play H2 Overdrive a lot, though. I play it on my Star Wars cabinet, the modded one, and that's running Techno Parrot. Oh, well, I didn't get either of those boosts, so I might be in trouble. I'm probably not beating my fastest time. I'm watching my boost meter tick down. Come on! Got it. I don't think I'm beating any records here, but come on, go! Okay, well, at least I got my name on there again. Ooh. It's getting sticky in here. I think that's a Will Smith song, right? Getting sticky with it. All right, let me keep putting my name in repeatedly. You have to look at the leaderboard here. It's pretty funny. CXK, 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 blah, blah. It goes all the way. Pretty much all the tracks are now maxed out with my name. Let's, let me see, how long have we been going here? Okay, not too long. Let's do the Far East. We'll just probably play through all of them just for fun. Oh, I know some tracks better than others, but, that's kind of the case with most games. This cabinet was in pretty decent shape when I got it. The monitor still needs work. I had to boot this thing up 20 or 30 minutes before I came in here to play it. Otherwise, the monitor will flicker on me every now and then, like the white tent will start flashing. There's also a problem with the adjustment knobs in the down in the coin box for the monitor. I can adjust almost everything, but I can't adjust... oh, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I can't adjust how wide the screen is. That knob does not work, apparently. So, I don't know how to fix that, really, but I'm sure I could, find people nearby who can. I know Jojo, who is from the Wicked Arcade on YouTube, is not too far away from me, and he's been telling me he'll be willing to help me fix this, but I've been holding off because it's just so hot. Like, I hate to invite somebody over to, hey, come on over and let's work on my arcade in 100-degree weather. I mean, truthfully, it hasn't been that hot this year, but, still, when it's like 95 outside and really humid, it's miserable in here. So maybe in the fall, I'll ask Jojo to come help me out. Time extended. That reminds me, by the way, I have not done a Gameplay Monday or a stream since last week, and last week, the Wicked Arcade's Jojo messaged me and was like, hey, there's a free arcade in your area. Go get it. It's on the curb. And I was like, ooh. And at first I was kind of like, what am I going to do with that thing? But then I was thinking, well, free is free. I'll load up the trailer and I'll run out there and try to get it. So I quickly ran outside, got my trailer hooked up. Thankfully, it's just stored in my side yard, hidden behind the fence, and got it all loaded up, rushed over there. It was gone. So what are you going to do? I'm always missing out. I'm always a little too late. By the way, I just missed this one by 10 milliseconds. I think that's what that is, or I don't know. A tenth of a second? I guess that's what you call it. Yeah, this thing was in decent shape, by the way, and I'm going to try to remember to link to the video of me fixing this one up. The throttle was completely off the cabinet. It was, someone just literally broke it off, I guess. So I had to get new bolts and everything and put those on. They're not the right bolts, like they're not security Torx, and it's still missing a few parts, but it's only gonna be in my garage, so nobody's gonna be messing with it with a screwdriver. And I had to clean it up. It was really, really dirty inside now. Excuse me. It's actually still pretty dirty inside. I should probably really pull all the PC components out and like all the circuit boards and clean them, but I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, I'm afraid I'm gonna just make something worse. And if it's not broken, I should probably not try to fix it. So we'll see. Another problem I have is the lights no longer work. And part of that's my fault. I guess I replaced the light in the throttle button here, the boost button light. And before that, everything worked except for that light. So I assumed the light was out. All these lights on the view lights all blinked and did everything they were supposed to, but I swapped it out, put it all back together. Actually, I tested it before I put it back together. The light, everything worked fine. When I put it back together though, I don't know what happened. I turned the machine back on after packing everything up and putting it all together, and it made a really odd noise, and then it just rebooted itself immediately. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not true. It booted up, the light blinked and did everything as usual, and as soon as I pressed the button to start the game freaked out, froze for a second, rebooted itself. After that, all the lights were out altogether, and I was like, what the heck happened? So upon further investigation, I found that there was a fuse that had blown in the back. I was like, well, fuses don't just blow, so something must be going on, but oh God, I shouldn't have done that. I decided to still just give it a try. I was like, let's replace the fuse. My neighbor checked it out. He's an electrician. He came over and he's like, yeah, I think it's just the fuse. We replaced the fuse, booted it up, the lights worked for a second, and then smoke started coming off, I think the steering wheel board, which is weird. I guess it controls the lights or powers the lights. Smoke started literally coming off one of the chips on the board. I was like, oh crap. So we turned it off, took the fuse out altogether for now, and I need to figure out what's wrong with it after that. And then actually, I think I know what caused it though. There's a wire, I don't think you can see what I'm pointing at, but there is a wire inside the throttle bar, I guess. Of course it controls the button. And I don't know if I did this or if it just happened before and I'm just now figuring it out because something caused it to short. But the wire got smashed and like smeared, so you could see all the guts of the wires, and I assume that it touched metal and it was a problem. So I don't think I did it. I don't know how the heck it would have happened though, but now I either need to find a new wiring harness altogether and just salvage that one wire, or just leave it alone. Because if it's not broken, don't fix it is what I'm starting to learn. It's not a good thought though, for real, but the game works. I can boost, I can use the throttle as usual. The steering works, the power steering still works too. I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of leave it alone for now because I've spent a decent amount on this cabinet already. And I don't really want to risk messing anything up further. I'm actually not going to take the shortcut, but I missed the boost. I don't want to mess up anything further, but I also think that like maybe I'll just, if I ever come across a good wiring harness, okay, I got it. If I ever come across a good wiring harness on eBay or something, maybe I'll buy it and hang on to it, and maybe even buy a replacement steering board if I find one. I've seen those. I've seen those a few times. They're usually not that outrageously priced either, so I've been thinking about just hoarding parts for it just in case. Because I plan on keeping this cabinet. Initially, I wasn't certain if I was going to keep it, and that's because I don't have a lot of room. I'm in the garage. This is it. So it's either going to probably end up in storage at some point until I can buy a bigger house, or there's talks of maybe adding a backyard-cade, a barn-cade of sorts. So I've got to buy a fancy shed of sorts and get it insulated and get it air conditioned, and then maybe I can just put it out there. If that's how things go, I will put it out there and I'll buy more arcade cabinets at that point. Real arcades, because I'll have room for once, which is very nice, and totally missed that. So the only way I'm probably going to be able to afford a shedcade, as I'm calling it, or barncade or whatever, is if my business buys it. So I'm taking over the family business. We need a space for an office. My mom currently runs the office and stuff out of their house. So I was talking to her the other day, like, hey, I can give up a room in my house, which is my arcade, in my house, and let that be our office, you know, and I can then, but I'll need a place for, you know, my stuff. So she's like, well, maybe we'll just, even if we have to spend $10,000 on a really nice shed, that's better than renting a place and all that. At least I'll own the thing. And I was like, yes, Mom, that sounds like a great idea. Because, of course, I need a place for arcade games. I didn't tell her that. She'd probably be like, oh, well, anyway. But she doesn't really care probably what I do with it. But, and I figured, okay, get a 10 by 16 shed maybe. This is all pending HOA nonsense, but, and depending on how much it costs, and then maybe I can, you know, get an air conditioner in there, mini split system. And then I can hopefully get arcade games through the backyard. That's going to be hard. You know, moving 400-pound arcade cabinets through grass is probably not very easy, but hey, I'll figure it out if it means I can have an arcade at my house, like real arcade cabinets and stuff. I'll still keep my arcade one-ups. Don't worry about that. Oh, come on. I hate when that happens. I'll keep my arcade one-ups. I mean, there's a chance that if I had a real Killer Instinct cabinet, there's a good chance I might actually sell the arcade one-up Killer Instinct, but we'll see. That was my first ever mod, and it's really what caused the creation of the channel. I had no intentions, so it kind of made me start the channel. And that's kind of a sentimental thing in a weird way, and I love having a mini Killer Instinct too, so we'll see. I'll keep them as long as I have room, but if it's taking up room from having me put a real arcade in there, the arcade one-ups will probably start getting the boot, you know? How did I not get the boost? There's a hidden boost on that chandelier, but oh well. It seems that a lot of arcade one-up YouTubers eventually slide into buying real arcade cabinets. And believe me, guys, I know some of you guys are hoping I do that. I would have done it, and I'm always looking, by the way. I would have done it 1,000 times sooner if I had the room. No offense to arcade one-up, but when you start getting into the hobby and you're like, I really want the real thing. Like, I've kind of dabbled in it. I've played around with the custom-made home cabinets. Excuse me. I would love to have a real one. So you can't deny how much better the real ones are. Man, I am really sweaty. Hopefully you guys can't see it. All right, so this is probably the last track I'm playing. Once again, one of my favorite tracks, Nile Adventure. Very, very difficult track, but if everything goes super smoothly, I'm sorry, I'm sweating so much. If everything goes super smoothly, I can get it down to like, I think 2 minutes, 55 seconds. That's my best time currently, I believe, but we'll see at the end. I highly doubt everything's gonna line up perfectly for me to get a great run here, but we'll see. Part of me can't wait for fall, so I can actually, fall and winter, so I can actually come in here and play this thing more and not sweat to death. I bought it in the spring, so it was much cooler in here then. I'm really hoping we don't get another snowpocalypse this year. If we get another one, that seems like that's proof that something's wrong. Oh God, I just ruined the run. Anyway, that's proof that something's wrong with the climate, because Texas should not get that much snow and ice. I don't know, I'm not trying to argue for or against climate change, but if we get another snowpocalypse, guys, it's day after tomorrow for real is happening here, apparently. Because I've never seen weather like that here, and that was tough for us. Thankfully, I made it out, no problems, but other than inconvenienced. Oh my God, that was perfect. If you land that just perfectly like that, I might actually get a good time here. I'm gonna try to stop. Oh, missed that. I'm gonna try to stop gabbing like a schoolgirl here so I can actually maybe get a good score. Or time. I always say score. Come on. There's still so many places I could screw this run up on, but we'll see. There's several really hard spots that if I don't nail perfectly, I'll never beat my best time. Here's one of them. Oh, I didn't nail it, but can I get in there? Nope. Okay. This run may be ruined, but we'll see. That sucks. It's all right. It's still going to be decent, it looks like. I'm only about 4 seconds behind my best ever time. Oh, almost had an aneurysm. My neck got all stiff there, getting stressed about it. Okay, I'm only 3 seconds behind now. Here comes a... Take note if you're playing this level and you don't know this trick. This is a really good idea. Just jump over these if you can. My throttle's a little wonky from being old and heavily used, even though oh, well. Ideally, you jump over every one of those and you get a hidden bonus on each one. And if it lines up perfectly, the Hydro Thunder gods are smiling on you. You can get that 9-second bonus and have a full boost. Now I'm about 5 seconds behind my best time, but it's fine. Ugh, it's all right. If I'm doing really well, I skip that altogether and go around the eyeball. So I've already passed my best time on here. I can see it counting. Okay, under 3 minutes, not terrible. My best time is 2 minutes, 55 seconds, and 10 milliseconds, whatever, 1/10 of a second, I don't know. Oh, so you can see the top 10 scores are all 3 minutes and under because, or times, top 10 times, they're all 3 minutes and under because that's about the best I've got. Let's see, this video was pretty long. Excuse me. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys, because I'm starting to sweat and melt. And I'm sure the game and the laptop's getting very, very warm out here, so... Uh-oh, I bumped the camera. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it helped your Monday. And if it did, please consider subscribing if you're new. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of Hydro Thunder. I love this cabinet. I don't foresee myself selling it anytime soon. I'm still shocked the original hard drive's working, but even if that breaks, I'll just replace it with the flash drive. So I think I'll hang on to this one for a long time, even if it ends up in storage. Let's hope I get some kind of arcade, whether it's in my backyard or I move and get some indoor arcade space downstairs. Or it's a possibility we will rent a place for my business, and I guess I could put some arcade games in there. And I don't really want to do that, though, because I don't want to have to go to work to play games. But anyway. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. Let me know how your Monday's going. And I'll see you guys on the next video.